Hi, I just meditated for 2 hours and I am feeling pretty spectacular, honestly. I feel not empty, but I feel open and I feel a certain lightness in my mind, in my head, my body, and my heart. I feel receptive to whatever's going to come my way. I'm going to experience every moment as it comes rather than being in my head, trying to be somewhere else instead of addicted to my phone. You know what happened today? My phone won't turn on. And honestly, I think that is one of the best things to happen to me. It is the best thing to happen to me in the past week. And that's really saying something because I had a trip to Nashville to this performance workshop that I was invited to be a guest performer. And not having that phone on for the morning and early afternoon has gotten me so focused and so centered and balanced and grounded. I know those all seem like synonyms of each other, but they all have slightly different meanings, and I completely and fully mean all of it. I I was able to organize my thoughts. I have a good habit of writing things down as I think them, so I don't forget them. And collecting good thoughts, collecting all your thoughts, worthwhile thoughts. Every thought is a worthwhile thought if you think about it, and I'll get to that in a minute. But just writing your thoughts down, even if you never look at them again, collecting all that stuff brings you to a whole new awareness and level of love. You you can move forward with your life when you're collecting your thoughts. You don't have to be stuck in the same pattern where you think of something, forget it, get distracted by something, go about your day, and then maybe 2 days later you think of that thought again. You're like, oh yeah, it was a good idea. I'll have to remember that, and you store it away for later. But then you forget it, get distracted by something, and then life goes on, and it's like this cycle, and you might have to go through the cycle a few times before you actually latch onto that thought and maybe do something with it or apply it to your life or whatever, or maybe just let it sit. But when you write down your thoughts, you can break those cycles. Like I was thinking, okay, this is something I want to do, that's something I want to do, this is something I need to keep in mind, this is something that I need to pay off, or this is something that I can get rid of that would benefit me. Was having tons of those thoughts in my 2 hour meditation. I did 1 hour, took a little break, and then did another hour. And a couple times I checked my phone to check the time. I got up a couple times. I even tried meditating standing up and practicing good posture. And what I noticed is I was practicing good posture, and I also was practicing open body language when I'm sitting, sit with my legs open, my arms open, chest up, good posture, not rigid, relaxed, tall. And what I noticed is that whenever my mind got onto a thought that was troublesome or a little bit uncomfortable, that really got me in my head and out of my body, I would go like this, I would hunch over as if something was paining me, as if I was having a headache. And I recognized this and I returned. I've learned this mantra. Whenever you find yourself losing focus, say recognize and return. Simple. So I got right back into position again. Or if I was standing, I'd get back into the good posture. And it's a known fact that you have a rush of testosterone when you have a power position, when have good posture and you have open body language and you maintain it and you relax and you breathe deeply. And what I noticed is that I am so not used to being like that on a daily basis. I'm so used to being hunched over or having closed off body language or be stuck in my head in the same patterns and stuff. And I'm breaking those patterns so I can be more successful, but to feel better. Our minds are so addicted to being distracted and to self-sabotage. And I know a lot of it has to do with media, TV, technology. Those things are great and they're great tools, but they are tools. It's not the other way around. We are not tools. As funny as that sounds, we are not being used by them. That should not be the priority. It should be we use them to benefit our lives and other people's lives. That should be the only focus of it. And just like that, my phone turned on. Isn't that funny? That thing has been on the charger all night and all morning and to the early afternoon. And instead of freaking out and rushing to the store or making an appointment with the Genius store at the Apple store, I said, you know what, that's fine. That phone can stay there. I'm going to connect to myself right now. That phone is a distraction and an addiction. I'm addicted to being distracted by that phone. And I think I was almost at the worst I've ever been in the past week after I went to Nashville with being on that phone, looking at apps, looking at images, writing things, checking things, trying to stay updated on everything outside of myself. And most people are so addicted to their phones. Even when you think you're not being addicted and you're taking a break from it, you still find yourself running to it. You know, at least I do personally, and I can only speak for myself. Find yourself running to it. What's going on? What do people think about this? What do they think about me? What do they say about me? Why are we so fixated on what's going on outside instead of what's going on inside? What's going on with me? I should be more important. I should be more focused on what's going on with me, what's going on with the ones I love, you know, my loved ones. And it just dawned on me, like, I'm spending a lot of time distracting myself and addictifying myself. And why? It's things outside of myself to make me feel better for a little bit. Anything that blocks the connection to yourself is an addiction. It's not always drugs and alcohol. Sometimes it's talking to friends, it's social media, it's your phone, it's the TV, it's feeling sad, it's overthinking, it's chasing thrills, it's pornography, it's masturbation, it's fast food, it's holding on to things that you don't actually need and being a hoarder, it's getting the approval from your parents. It's a lot of behaviors and activities, or getting annoyed by the same thing over and over and over again, or it's having road rage. It's different things. And I know it seems crazy if you're still watching this video that for me to sit for 2 hours and do essentially nothing, at least on the outside, but there's a lot going on the inside. Why do we only pay attention to what's going on the inside when there's so much being built up that it's coming out on the outside? Like, oh wow, maybe I am really angry about that, or maybe I am really stressed, or, you know, when there's something going wrong that it bottles up so much that it comes out. That's actually happening on a micro level all the time. And sitting with yourself and seeing yourself, feeling yourself is so much more powerful than trying to be absorbed and involved with everything outside of yourself, which you don't really have any control over. Yet we spend 90% of our time fixated on that. That blows my mind. Do you know how many times I wanted to stop meditating? After the first hour, I was like, okay, I'm done. You know, and even in the second hour, I was like, I want to get up, I want to do something. I was like I got motivated, and then I would ease down. And then I would get sad about something, or I'd think about something, get stuck somewhere. I would just keep sitting. And it really felt like I was wasting my time for a while. You know, it seems like the 45-minute mark in the first hour, and then the second 45-minute mark in the second hour, that seems to be right around the area where big shifts happen. It's just past the point of where you think you can't go any farther. And then these just nuggets of information come to you, or these releases happen, or you access new freedom within yourself. It's really, really crazy, but it's not at the same time, because we're just getting back to what we were intended to do, which is to be, to exist, to be living, to be breathing. Not to be staring into the abyss of a screen, or being distracted by a substance or an activity to block us from what we're actually feeling. Our ancestors woke up, they interacted with each other, they tended to their home, they went out, hunted for food, gathered food, brought it back, ate it, went to sleep. They spent all their time just tending to their necessities. Shelter, physical contact and interaction, water, food, maybe a little bit of play, and that was it. And now people are complaining that they can't lose weight, or they can't move up in their job, or they're never happy, when they're constantly staring at their phone, and they can't even take pride in themselves and how they take care of themselves and what they think about themselves. When we've had ancestors that used to fight to stay alive. It's amazing how when we spend time in nature, we become wholesome again. We feel instantly better. I guess the point of what I'm trying to say is that it is very well worth your time to feel yourself. Not literally like grope yourself, that's a whole different thing, but to really spend time within the space of yourself. Spend time expanding yourself. Meditation, yoga, working out, eating right, doing things that excite you, but also scare you at the same time. Things that make you passionate, things that excite you. Live in that excitement, live in that happiness. When something bad happens, quote unquote bad, let it sit with you, interpret it, let it just be. If you're sad, if you're angry, if you're stressed, if you're annoyed, or something traumatic happens, sit with that stuff. Don't just run to Facebook. Don't just run and, talk to your friend about it. Don't just distract yourself or addictify yourself with something. Don't go grab a drink or fast food. Sit with it. Just let it be. And then see how you feel. Then act. I promise you, you'll never regret it if you keep with that. Stay sexy, Franians. This 100 days has been amazing with you, and I'm looking forward to another 100 days consecutively.